can go for the shackle shot cooldown and not have mana issues. That enables a lot for mg.trust to play it, and we've seen that talent, Mike, do a ton of work. Right? You get a full shackle off. You're gonna have it after in a second. Literally, what? No downtime, almost no downtime for a max level shackle. Just a lot of control, and as you mentioned, it also enables the Timber Saw and the Chaos Knight. So it's playing into that fast draft again for Boom. And they will maximize that, but 032, I think they've covered their bases here. The OD coming out with Natsumi on the safe lane Ember instead. So now you have to contend with the OD. You've got to contend with the Soulbind Astral Imprisonment. And that is pretty potent. That's a lot of control. That's one way to stack up the Santee Eclipse charges, right, for the OD, and should help them get a massive nuke in some bigger team fights. You have to be a bit cautious about that from Boom. They can still punish. I'd say this draft from 032 is a bit slower, so you still have to be cautious about Boom playing a fast game here.
Yeah, I agree with that. They might actually run into each other down this bot lane. So there are 3 heroes heading down here from Boom, and for now it seems like they want to try and run an aggressive tri-lane, Boom Esports. See if they do want to keep it. Dreamersaur might feel like he can solo the lane on the CK, but we'll find out as they are going in. Hyde may have been caught out and does with the Inkswell onto Matthew, but the block.
What?
Oh boy, they can't get the chains. He's out of range. Oh, that is unfortunate. Matthew, he had the battery assault going, but he got blocked by the Ember.
Oh no, Matthew!
Oh
no,
he went up. Oh no!
No.
Oh, they tip him as well. That's not nice. Kyle, give the guy a break. It's not his fault.
You feel bad, though. Like I feel bad watching that. It hurts, Mike. It hurts. Painful, but Boom, they don't care. They're happy. They're bullying here, and first blood going to them on Mikoto as well. So our mid player off with first blood gets to access some regen earlier on, and these early lanes are going to be important. You look at mid, it's the Wind Ranger lane up against the OD. Haven't seen the matchup in a long time, but it can go back and forth. Nico, of course, will play with the Astrals. Mikoto just going to try to nuke down the waves with his own power shot. It's going to be a bit for Nico to start applying maybe some damage on. And, Mikado would say an early level in the Wind Run can just get some free hits. So Nico has got to watch that spacing. Of course, they're not as important to get those power runes, but the supports will still likely keep that locked in. And those supports are, spread across the lanes. Up top, you've got Matthew in that block. It is a solo lane for FBZ, so it's just him against Matthew and Natsumi's Ember so far, and that does mean Boom is trying to apply pressure, but a tri-lane with Dreamer, Keski, and High just looking for openings, trying to get some toss plays with the slow they can get with the Crystal Nova as well.
There's a toss onto Ninja Boogie. He's going to pop the Inkswell, but there is probably 0 chance of survival. Does connect with the stun, but he's actually going to get salve off. Dreamer Cell trying to cut him off, does cancel the salve. And, it's going to make matters a bit worse for Ninja Boogie now, as he does essentially waste that gold. And Dreamer Soul TPing straight back to that tier 1 tower, unwilling to lose any creeps.
Yeah, fantastic start for Boom. And, we talked about it from draft, but this is a faster draft for 032. It's not as fast in laning as Boom. And Boom is just not relenting. Look how far back Bach is pushed back. He's just not able to even stand in that lane. And he's missing out on some EXP. That's not what you want here as the Underlord. You do need a good start. Start ramping up to at least get the levels to start clearing some camps if you're really that desperate.
Thing is, if he gets close, he might get tossed in again. Hyde's waiting. Yeah, they'll go after Ninja Boogie. Ninja is going to get the Inkswell off, but Hyde just tossing him back to Bok. You don't get the kill, but who cares? You make him waste some mana. Dreamer Soul's free farming. He's not missing any CS either, Dreamer Soul. He's using his bolt whenever he needs to secure some CS. He's going to find himself at the top of the last hits board, and that's at least going to force a defensive tri-lane. Matthew's going to join down at the bot lane to help out, and that may help them out just a little bit, but You've still got to be very cautious of the fact that you are going to get tossed back if you get close. But Matthew going to go for the battery assault cogs onto Kezcute, but that is probably just suicide right now. A nice ink swell, but Kezcute is going to survive, and Hyde wants to continue the chase. They do at least get some substantial damage out onto the CM and Tiny.
Yeah, you don't mind this though, Spoon. Look at the last hits you've got here on Dreamosol. 16-10 against the Underlord lane. Bach is stuck at the 6-0. They're not slowing the progress of Dreamosol down. If he keeps this up, progress into the Midas is going to be smooth going, and when he gets that early Midas, it's going to be so much harder to slow down that farm for Dreamosol.
How's Natsumi going? 11 last hits so far on the Ember. FBZ not giving him a very free time. It's not an easy lane as the Ember Spirit either. Like, you're up against the Timbersaw, who does have Whirling Death and level 3 chain, or rather level 2 chains. And every time you come close, you're gonna cop it. So Natsumi, he'll pull the creep wave away, try to get it behind his own towers. Yeah, Ninja Boogie's gone. Matthew gonna go for an ink swell, try and get a trade-off, but Dreamosol gonna be there to back Kezcute up. There's your Crystal Nova. Matthew, can you finish the kill? He can, but it is gonna cost him his own life, and now poor old Bach is gonna get tossed back into Dreamosol, rifted back, and the bolt's gonna fly out.
Oh, God.
All three heroes going down. And I think the importance of this defensive tri lane for 032 is, as the name implies, be defensive. It doesn't seem like the offensive stuff is working out.
No, it really isn't. Like, you fed Dreamosol 2 kills at this point, 4 kills down Bach. Bach is at level 2. Dreamosol's at 4, about to hit 5. You can't stop the CK. You have to accept that. Look at another lane to win out. Maybe mid is where you can get rotations off, but they've set their sights up top. You see Matthew Ninja Bogie trying to clump around FBZ, but that's a Timbersaw.
It is. FBZ, he'll be fine. He'll lose his courier, but that's going to be it. It's just so much time being wasted for 032 at the moment, trying to get something across the map done. Matthew just sitting at level 2 on the clock it's a very, very sad predicament for the Clockwork. You want to hit that level 3 mark and just have that level 2 battery assault. It's so much more damage. He can't even get the XP for that, and now Hyde and Kezcute are going to run into him, but Hyde is focused in on that OD, tossing it back to Makoto with the focus fire to come out, but Makoto has 0 damage. Focus fire doing nothing to Nico. They might have to back off. Oh, that's a nice shackle though from Makoto, but still not going to be enough to deal with this OD.
Yeah, it's a lot of investment mid, because this is the one lane where 032, they're drawing fairly even. It's still a slight lead for Makoto, but Nico is not too far behind. So the OD is the one here to find that space, but man, they're just bullying Bach down bot.
They are tossing him back. TP's coming though. Dreamosol could be in danger. Matthew trying to close the gap, but does get stunned. They might just be able to get somebody else. It will be Hyde on Tiny. That is set to go down. And Bach will take the kill for himself on the Underlord. That is some much needed gold for this Underlord. He has been having a very tough time, but top lane, Natsumi does get soloed by FBZ.
That makes that entire rotation not worthwhile. Like, they couldn't back up the Ember. And FBZ at this point, he's got his Soul Ring for a while. He's at level 6. Natsumi's just about to hit his own 6. And your solo Ember dying like this. He's getting EXP, but he's not finding that much farm. This is a scary spot. You've got 2 cores that need to snowball, just not finding it.
Oh, Makoto. Snipe on Dreamosol. Here we go. They're on a tear now. Dreamosol getting Bach. Natsumi trying to help out. He might need to leave, but Matthew is going to be there to cut Dreamosol off. Dream, he might be just stuck here. Really no way out, surely. He'll have the stick charges, gets a stun off, still trying to juke them. Natsumi on the chase. Dreamosol eating a lot of trees, but can't get out of this one. They do finally deal with the CK.
Yeah, important kills for 032. Good punishment, slowing down that Midas buildup. opens up some space as well. Up top, Bach manages to get a lane, but
Yeah, Nico's gone. Avalanche toss with the focus fire out from Makoto. And with that Javelin now up on Makoto, you have plenty of damage output for this OD. And of course for Bok as well, but they can't quite catch out the Underlord. So instead, why not just focus down this top tier 1 tower that has no HP left?
yeah, it's going to be an easy one to shove in, even if it's just FBZ alone. You do just send Mikado away. He wants to go back to farming. He's just going to have a steady build up. There's still a 3K lead here for Boom. It's so early on to have that 3K lead, but they've maintained it for a while. And that's just down to these 3 cores. They're so far ahead in terms of farm. The closest gap is Natsumi to FBZ. Even then, that's like 800 gold apart. A very big amount at this point in the game. And that just means 032 have a lot of catching up to play here.
Well, FBZ going in onto Bok, who just has to rift away unless Hyde gets the toss off, and he does. FBZ will have the damage out, and they are TPing bot, where Dreamer Cell does take down Matthew, but will lose his life on the CK. They will have to let this one go, I think, Boom. No, Hyde, he wants to keep going. Didn't have the Avalanche available at the time. Gotta love this roaming support duo of Hyde and LCM being played by Kescute. They've been very effective.
Oh, they definitely have. They make the CM look like such a meta hero. Just getting the control off, getting the follow-up stuns, and all of it lining up. Still 032. They're not letting go. They've got a good position here around Natsumi. They're trying to build up on the Ember, and they're going to look for kills.
Avalanche toss. They have caught out Matthew, but Natsumi wants to take the fight. Getting a lot of damage out onto Hyde, and will have to remnant away. Just can't secure the kill. Luckily for them, they did back as Makoto was coming in, but where am I hearing Dreamer Cell? Oh, he's in the Ancients. Makoto. Shackle Yeti's waiting. Won't bother.
Yeah, it's time being bought out. I think 032 is going to appreciate that for Nico and for Bach. They get to play some catch-up. They are finding some farm. You could say the same for Dreamocell. His Midas is just about ready, I believe so. 10-minute Midas power treads and bracer. Not the fastest, but also not bad timing at all. It's pretty darn good to get that pace on. Still a 5K lead here for Boom. 032. Haven't really set eyes to any tower. You can see Boom, though, going for that bot tier 1. You don't have that same clump up here from 032 to go for an objective.
No, you don't. They'll just casually focus it down. Get the tier 1 bot gone. Still trying to deal with the tier 1 top tower, but there's going to be plenty of time for them to go for a defense if they want. Even maybe transition into that mid lane if they do wish to do so. No, they're going to go for the defense attempt, and it's going to be on to Bok, who is just way too far. FBZ is going to come in. Bok, can he survive? Probably not.
No.
The question is, can Matthew get out? He's trying, but the Chakram's going to be up pretty soon. Jane? Oh, that wasn't the toss. Hyde still. He needs an avalanche, and he's going to get it in time. Matthew going to have his TP cancelled. And looks like Matthew is indeed not going to get away. Perhaps he will. FBZ, he's out of mana. They actually have to let him go.
Safe plays from Boom. Opting not to overextend. They know how far ahead FBZ is. If they were punished up there, it would have been pretty costly. Still happy at 4-12. 6K lead here for Boom. FBZ just planting the mango tree and chopping it immediately. So just getting mangoes for himself, not sharing. I'm a bit greedy of him, but that's perfectly fine. I don't know why you do that, actually. I have no clue why you chop it, but it's okay. It's not like Dreamocell needs it. I mean, if he's not fighting, then you don't need mangoes.
True. Bot lane Makoto TP'd out just in the nick of time. And, well, they're going to push in that mid tier 1 tower. Bok just casually loses half his HP to FBZ. Dreamocell catches up Matthew. He's going to go, and that T1 tower is going to follow.
It's gone. The defense wasn't quite there for 0-3-2. You can't really expect just a clockwork to get that done. And well, lead goes up to 7K. Mike, 13 minutes in. You are looking for certain timings here for Nico. He is going for the outer low.
In trouble on the timber, trying to survive this one, but there's so much stun coming out. He's going to chain away, but there's no way, surely no. The OD dishing out a lot of damage there. That'll be enough. That is a pretty big pick-off on the Timbersaw. They'll be happy with that one, 0-3-2.
Yeah, an important one to stall the progression of that Tim. So nice kill coming out. Helps Nico accelerate towards that Ags. And once you've got that Ags, the 2 charges in the Astral, you know, getting those stacks up for the Santies. And again, none of these heroes in Boom have particularly high int. The cores are going to melt, especially Dreamo Cell and FBZ, and they're just continuing the tips on Matthew.
Well, Matthew got a nice hook shot off. In fact, hold that thought for 1 second. FBZ is going to make the chase. And that's Matthew probably dead. Try and buy some time here, but they have the chains up on FBZ, and High's just going to go ahead and... No, it's going to be FBZ to take the kill. What I don't understand about what Matthew just did is he hookshotted Hyde, but then broke the cogs immediately to give Hyde a way out. And that didn't allow the Firestorm to come in from Bok, who was around.
Just lack of coordination. Oh man, even Natsumi just melts to FBZ's damage all the way less than half.
He forced him out of there. But get it together here, 0-3-2.
It's just really dicey all around for the Pinoy boys. You know, 7K disadvantage. They've still got to see this build up here from Bok and from Nico. And in fact, even Bok on the Underlord, he's forced to go Yules. You never like seeing that on the Underlord, right? You want the aura items, but he just doesn't have the gold for it. He just can't farm up to get there, and he just needs something to give him some utility in these fights.
I've never seen Underlord's Yules rush. That's a new one for me.
Yeah.
That's a new one.
I mean, desperate times call for desperate measures, right? At least with the Yules, if you drop the pit, you can get the Yules midway, refresh the route, and kind of get more control. You can bail yourself out as well. You can stall, say, Boom from jumping someone, get Yules, offensive Yules used there, and just find opportunities that way.
There are 5 heroes up top from 0-3-2 trying to get this tier 1 tower, and FBZ still trying to hold them back. We'll try and chain now. The TPs are flying in. Makoto, he's got an MKB up. This could be dangerous, but the Dark Rift should let him out, and does. FBZ unable to get a toss off in time. It's a very, very good Uber ride for 0-3-2 all the way back to the fountain.
I mean, it's an awkward one as well, though, right? Like, they were grouped as 5. Boom wasn't quite together yet, and they don't find an opportunity. And oh,
Hyde sees the smoke broken, does jump in. There are way too many heroes there, Hyde. Props to Hyde, however. He literally almost killed off Bok. But here come the rest of Boom now. A great shackles out from Makoto with the focus fire on Nico, and the hammer is not going to do enough. Dream Missile to come in, goes on to Natsumi. They might be able to get this Ember. Tries to remnant away. Dream Missile has the rift, gets another hit off, but it is not going to be enough. And actually, it's a lot of Boom esports that are falling here. FBZ lost his line. Dream Missile's been left alone. It's actually going to be a successful team fight for 0-3-2.
Yeah, it's really big wins. Very important for them to find those. You're not very happy about losing Nico, but you're building up on Natsumi. Or Ember, finding those kills does get a nice big shot in the bank account. You're going to be very chuffed with that result. Lead down to 6K for Boom. They're still really far ahead, but have to be cautious. Very keen on that initiation. There were 2 scattered out to maximize that. And, you know, they're punished. Maybe once you've got Kezcute with at least the level in the freezing field, you can play in those kinds of confined areas a bit better. But you saw the effect of just a prolonged fight up against that AoE control, AoE damage from 0-3-2. It can pile up.
Matthew, good hook shot in onto Makoto. Got him in the cogs. Focus Fire is doing a lot of damage out onto our clockwork, and Matthew is gone.
Boy.
Bok doesn't have the damage. In fact, now Hyde's going to blink in. They're trying. But Makoto is just so far ahead that he just essentially 2v1s them.
Yeah, unfortunate, but they are punished. Boom. Gonna drag that lead back to 7k up. And Mikado showing us why you don't really want to mess with a Wind Ranger when they have that MKB. Focus Fire does do a lot. We were talking about the Underlord, right? Making the Wind Ranger tickle with the atrophy. He left the atrophy at level 1. So he's not reducing that damage by much, and that just means Mikado can continue to pile on there with the Focus Fire.
I mean, I don't necessarily blame him either for leaving it at 1. It's just... It seems to just need a... He wants to be a bit more, right? Than just a walking aura now. It's been such a tough game for Bok as Matthew. Speaking of tough games, Matthew on the clock is not having a good time at all.
No. It's been difficult. And, you know, Clockwork's one of those supports that if you fall behind, it just gets hard to catch up.
They're just going everywhere now. Hyde gets another, and Makoto picks up a double. They're going back in onto Natsumi. He's going to send a Remnant out. They might even still have the control now for Bok, who's going to get tossed back from Hyde. Nah, he tries the Dark Rift, but it might just be too late. He'll go for the Yule's usage. Is it going to be enough? No. Even with the Yule's, just not enough time. Boom, just continue to dominate the map.
It's difficult for 0-3-2 now. They don't have access to their jungle to farm in. They're going to have to play elsewhere as Boom, they're not relenting. They smoke.
Shot with the Inkswell, going to connect onto Dreamer Cell. Matthew, however, is dead. And well, now Nico is just going to get dived by Dreamer Cell. Just doesn't really care on the CK. He comes Hyde with the toss back in onto the OD and FBZ. Oh, make it stop. The Avalanche toss back in onto Natsumi. They're going to go after Bok now. So, Bok, he's gone. That's an Ultra for FBZ. He'd love a Rampage, I'm sure. And it seems as though the Ember has no remnants left. So FBZ going to go for it and does get it. A Rampage out for FBZ.
Whew, man. 0-3-2. 10-25. Yeah, they found a kill in Mikado. That's great. But, I mean, how do you stop this? How do you stop a Timbersaw, a CK who are so farmed up, you do not have damage to deal with it? Like, Natsumi, Bok, and Nico have made no progress towards any of these items. The Ags are still queued up for Natsumi and Nico, but they've only barely got enough to buy one part. It looks like Nico's got enough to buy 2. He's 300 off, well, 200 off to finishing the Ags, but the Ags alone, it doesn't feel like it's going to be enough necessarily.
Ninja Boogie getting his end in the mid lane. Dreamer Soul just going to clean him up. Into the Roshan pit, I believe, for Boom Esports. It's going to be a pretty quick Roshan with the MKB on Makoto. They do get scanned out on the side of 0-3-2. FBZ just going to go straight up and make sure everything's looking all right up here. While the Roshan is going to get finished up by Makoto and Dreamer Cell. And FBZ. I look away for a second and he's just ripping someone else to shreds. Matthew's gone now.
It's your favorite target to pick down on, but a kill, it's a kill. Boom. They've got the Aegis up and running. They are ready to look. There are still 2 tier 2s up. Gonna have to go for those towers first if you want to get multiple racks. But they've got all the space in the world. 14k lead. You might have to contend with an Ags flying out soon for Nico. Does have that ready, but...
Oh, Hyde. It's got Ninja Boogie. Kodo, power shot will fly through. I guess with the Ags on the OD, you've got something. We are 22.5 minutes in, though. You start to question the effectiveness of this OD now. On the brighter side, Natsumi is buying time by skipping the creep wave in that mid lane, but they might just start setting up that top lane instead. It seems to be the idea here from Boom. We'll get that tier 2 tower up the top lane and quick smoke up into Natsumi. FBZ gonna get the Yules off. Doesn't really have a way to lock him down. Natsumi just gonna go for the immediate TP out.
Yeah, it's one of the plays that 032 can get done to stall out. And it is going to be massively helpful still. That smoke's running for Boom, and they're circling in that jungle.
Oh, Matthew.
Oh, no.
He just wants the spirit vessel. That's all he wants to get. 130 gold offered, and he just dies like that.
Painful, but I mean, that's the life you live. He's not even under a ward, mind you. Like, they have their own ward. They just he has a magnet on him or something. They keep going to him, you know? It's like magnetic north for Boom, and they just whack away.
Yep, every time. Back into that triangle for Makoto. He's not done. Still got some arrows left over. Take the haste rune and might make his way up top. They'll see Natsumi, who is working towards what appears to be a radiance.
Yeah, actually opting for that soul.
Yeah, nice shackle out from Makoto. They'll wait out the avalanche toss, and that'll be Natsumi gone. Such surgical play from Boom Esports. What's BO2 saying? 97%.
Yeah, it's a bit generous. I would peg it somewhere else, but there is still a small chance for 032. Their high ground, right, with the Santis Eclipse is going to be key to their defense. If you can get a lot of stacks with the Astral, with some Arcane Orb right click, and then drop the hammer, there are no defensive items here from Boom.
Hookshot going to be out onto our CM with the Soulbind. That should be at least Kesq dead. That's really the only target they can afford to kill at the moment. They get something. The Boom Esports are just interested in going back into that mid lane and finishing off that tier 2 tower that's still standing. That's exactly what they're going to do. Go
There's
down.
just no stopping it. You can't fight outside right now. It has to be the high ground play for 032. The Aegis, though, for Boom, it only has about a minute left. So that's something they've got to be a bit cautious about, but they're not in a rush. You know, they get to sit back, they get to farm, they've got the entire map under their control, and 20k lead, 25 minutes in.
Going back down bot. Hyde has just been so influential here on this Tiny, and they can smell Matthew, Johnny. I don't know what...
No.
Matthew is not under vision. I don't know how they know every time. But they know exactly where he is. They will take him out.
Oh, man. Matthew is 11 of the 30 kills that Boom has. Just a third of all the kills that Boom has had been Matthew. It's been a rough one for our clock. That's putting it easy.
Natsumi.
Cool. No.
Yeah, Makoto. Just... I mean, they're playing with their food at this point, Boom Esports. It's not even close. 22k net worth lead. There'll be a Soulbind out. The double silence.
Where's your OD?
I don't know.
Where's the Astral?
Just chilling in the back. They do wait out the Aegis at least. Problem is, Dreamer Soul's got a double damage. Now Hyde's going to jump in with an avalanche toss onto Bok, and he's just gone. Hookshot is going to be out on Hyde, so maybe they can get a trade, and they do. What a toss. Out onto Matthew. And now an Aghanim Scepter available on Makoto.
Yeah, just even more utility. You know, you've got that upgraded wind run. Gonna be nice to have that. Level 20 on Makoto. Compare that to Nico's 15. Massive 5-level lead. It's tough now. 032, of course, their high ground is still intact. Their tier 3 is still alive. But they don't have any access points on the map left. These tier 3 items, it's gonna be slow going for them to find some camps to farm those up.
They even found a nice craggy coat there. So if you wanted FBZ to get just a little bit tankier, I guess he could take that. Not that he really needs the bonus armor.
It's a tricky one. 032. I think they've got to play as a team. There's something missing here. Like they drop that soul bind, but they don't get the astral off. That is key. That is how they win these engagements. Just get an immediate 6 stacks on the Santies, and then you can think about dropping it hard. Now there's a heart on Dreamocell, and it's getting really hard to kill him off.
Dreamocell only wants to start that high ground push once again. Big smoke up, Matthew, he'll go for a hook, and it's a good one. He's got 2 on the cogs. It's going to be FBZ and Hyde. The Soulbind flying out, but Matthew just gets leaded by Dreamocell, and now they look to turn it back around. Looping from the backside. They've got the Dark Rift going. They want out of here. They get the Yules off on to the Unlord, and Nico just dies.
Oh no. It looked good, right? They get a great hookshot cogs, the soul bind on top, but it's just not enough.
Holden. So doesn't have any Phantasm Illusion, so the push is not going to be as fast as he would have hoped. But Makoto just going to jump in with the focus fire out to Ninja Boogie, pops the BKB, he's just going for it. But what are you going to do? There's nothing they could have done to stop doing that.
How is Ninja Boogie worth 503 gold?
Good question.
How does that happen?
May have been unreliable gold from the Philosopher's Stone.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Still, the defense. Well,
hook shot out. Matthew back onto Kescue. Doesn't get the cogs off in time. Now FBZ just going to chain back in. By tossing FBZ back out. They get the soul bind there, but it's Dreamocell. He's the problem. Natsumi is getting destroyed by Makoto, and Nico is also gone on the OD. Matthew just going to hide in the trees and try to TP out, and we'll make it out. But, oh, Bok is not going to be so lucky. Dreamocell on a tear.
Ooh,
back to the rats.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to stop them. No buybacks. It can be half a minute until these cores are back up. Gonna slowly demolish that high ground, and boom, they've got sustain, they've got Guardian Greaves from FBZ to fill them up again. They've got an Ags on Dreamocell. Who's he gonna clone?
Well, the Ags just clones everyone now.
Nah, like you can select an ally to clone out, or you get an extra one. So I'm not sure which one you'd want. I mean, you'd probably just want the extra one, right? Unless you for some reason want a clone of Mikado for
Matthew.
whatever purpose.
Oh, Matthew. Yeah, it's a tough one for old Matthew.
13 out of 39.
Looking at a 1/3. Get a Malice, going to be a nice jump in from Natsumi, but the BKBs are out from Makoto. Look at Bok just melt on the Unlord. He'll at least lose Kescue, but he's going to buy back, and Natsumi's gone, but he'll buy back. They're going to try to defend this final lane of barracks. BZ heals himself up. He's going to be chained up, looking for a chains, and does get it off, and now Makoto with the focus fire. They'll take down Bok. Back to the tier 3 tower. 35k net worth lead. Dota Plus has given up 100% the way of Boom Esports. BC. You know, he just casually throws out the chain in the middle of the lane over and over again. Just to, I don't know, it just makes people panic, I guess.
Yeah, just to keep you on your toes. It's not like a fudge though. But into the Roche, why not? Well, you know, just to tie it up. Roshan ages cheese for Boom coming out here, and well, 032, they can't go out. They can't stop it.
It's just Tip Kesky. He's got the age.
Brought his courier. Oh yeah, of course. That's exactly it. Because he bought back, right?
Yep.
He bought back, so he needs that second.
That's how confident Boom are they've won. They're giving their CM the Aegis, and like I said, Dota Plus is agreeing with them. However, on the other side, Natsumi is trying to get a jump in. Bok already with the Dark Rift out, but Matthew, he's hook shot in, and there's your Phantasm Illusions coming out, and they Dark Rift away. GG is called.
Yeah. It's a valiant attempt for 032. But Boom, they weren't joking around today, Mike. Dominant wins, start to finish, game 1 into game 2, 14-40, 40k lead at 33 minutes. We have never seen such a wide gap at 33 minutes in, and Boom, well, there's a reason why they're up there in Southeast Asia right now.